Repot this plant with me as I tell you about a monthly blog I've been working on since 2023. I've never converted it into a video form before, and I realized that a lot of people prefer video content. So the first ever blog post that I posted was September 12th, 2023, and it was called "It's Time to Launch with Faith." So at this time, I was launching Love Encompassing, which is a Jesus-centered life coaching business, and I was very afraid to hit post. I had to come up with a strategy to overcome this fear, and I started off by asking myself, if a friend came to me asking for help or advice about this very thing, how would I encourage them to step forward in faith? And that's a great strategy in general, because a lot of times it's easier for us to think of solutions to other people's issues, but our own we struggle with. So what I did was I identified the major things that were holding me back. So the first one was, who am I to help people? The second one was, what will people think of me that knew me before? Will they see me in a different light? The third one was if I would be able to sustain whatever schedule this would create for my life. The fourth one was doubts about it ever being able to provide for my household financially. And the fifth one was, am I good enough to share about Jesus on a larger scale? Step 2 was to ask God for His truth about each of these major categories, because a lot of times we're just living in these lies that we believe about ourselves. The verse that really propelled me forward to hit post was Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 4, which says, whoever watches the wind will not plant, whoever watches the clouds will not reap. So basically, if you're waiting for the absolute perfect conditions, you'll be waiting forever. And that is something that convicted me, and I knew that's exactly what I was doing. I was able to come up with an excuse, and I'd always be able to come up with an excuse as to why the timing wasn't right. So if you're in that situation, verbalize what it is that's holding you back. Putting it into words is a powerful exercise. Then ask God for His truth about these doubts and fears that you're having. Seek scripture. And then ultimately you just have to take a leap of faith, because if you knew with 100% certainty how something would play out and the timing and what would happen, then you wouldn't need faith. But life has so many uncertainties, so faith is the key ingredient to taking that step.